Hey there, this is James. This little presentation here is for Guy or anybody else who wants to understand the functionality of the coaching website and what we've been doing for the past little while on the coach education platform. So I'm going to start here on the Volleyball Canada website. We're in the development section, and this is where you go to either coach, play, or referee. And I imagine you would go to referee, obviously, going down the referee route, but I'll show you how the coaching one works. So we go down to coaching, and then we're in the overview, or just general information section. And then the first thing you see here is to register or log into the coaching center. Click here, and then it would take you to this website. And so it's not a lot of flash to it. It's very basic. It's simple. You log in as a coach, you register, you make a profile, and once you do that, you see this. Well, initially you see these three things. You see there's three statuses, I guess, or no, three contexts, sorry, for coaching development. There's development coach, advanced development coach, and performance coach. And then if you want to be a development coach, you can expand that one and see everything that you need to do in order to become certified as a performance coach. And so what I like about this system is that it tracks the progress of the user. So you would start with volleyball disciplines, and they pay $89. And you would just click the register button, and then it tracks it with these green check marks, and then complete it all the way down. So you complete all the e-learning modules first, and then you move on to multi-sport workshops. And so that probably wouldn't relate to referees, but then you would move on to a volleyball in-person workshop. And so this would relate to referees, and this would be a development referee workshop, for example, and then you would register for that. And so what I'm assuming is that every provincial association would register, or sorry, offer that referee workshop. I think it's formally called maybe regional or level 1. I'm not sure what it's called on the referee side. So you would register, and when you press the button, it would take you to all the available workshops in your province, and then you can select the province that you want to go to a Manitoba one, and if you select it there, it would show all the workshops there. And then what's cool about this is this says done right here, but there might be one where you can register. I think there might be one in BC. No, but you can register for it here, and then it would take you to a registration and payment page, and that would allow you to register for the workshop in your specific province. And what's good about that too is that each provincial association sets the price for their workshop, and the money goes, once they make payment here within our site, it's through PayPal, the money would go directly to that provincial association to pay for the learning facilitators who deliver the workshop. So going back to my status area, that's a critical component of this functionality of this system, and it just allows the provincial associations to deliver clinics, and it also allows the National Federation to deliver our e-learning modules, and that's, from what I understand, this is going to be delivered nationally. The e-modules will be. And then finally, we get down to the evaluation phase for the coaches and the referees, and that's where you would register to be evaluated. And there may be something like similar to down here. We've got something called error detection and correction, and that's where coaches are given a bunch of cases, and they have to detect and correct errors. And so maybe you can offer the same thing for referees, where they have to look at a case, they have to evaluate the case, and then come up with the right answers. And then once they pass that, maybe there's an in-person observation. And that's the case for coaches. They have to pay $100, and they have a coach come in and watch their practice. And so maybe in this situation, you've got a mentor or referee coming in to evaluate a referee during a match. And so on the coaching side, things are broken up this way. They're training, and so it's termed like this: in training, trained, and certified. And this document here is really what I'd like to do to revise our current model and the way things look within our status area. What I'd like it to look more like is this here on the right, with some expandable pieces, because right now you expand this and there's a lot of information that you have to go through and you got to scroll through quite a bit. This one I like a little bit better. It's just clear to see, okay, I've got to do 3.5 hours of e-learning, and then I receive a status of in training. And then if I do these things, I receive status of trained, and then when I complete all my evaluations, I'm certified. And so this is something that is all tracked within this platform. And for referees, what I would also recommend is creating a similar pathway. Whatever pathway you want your referees to take in your new development model should be in something like this. So for example, I created just a mirror image of the coaching one and called it development referee. And then so you would take your e-learning if you're a development referee, and then maybe it's a long-term referee development 15 minutes module, and then the rules are just to inform them what the rules are, and then applying the rules in the development context, and then maybe procedures, and then a case study library. And so it'd be the same, very, very similar on the coaching side. What we want to do again is we want to have an LTAD model, foundations of volleyball, improve your coaching eye, and so that's error detection and correction, and then a technical library. So your technical library would support your development of these e-modules. So moving on, after you complete your e-learning modules, then what the system does, it allows you to register for a workshop. And so again, it might be your provincial association that's going to be administering it, and because a lot of the technical directors across the country are already doing this sort of thing for coaching, it does make sense to me to have those same people be the administrators. But I'm not sure who is going to administer this, the workshops at a provincial level. You might need to fill me in on that. But just to fill you in a little bit more, what the website provides is there is a facilitator document section, and this is where we store all of our important guides and information, like a learning facilitator guide for our learning facilitators, our coach workbook for the actual workshops. So this area houses all the critical information for our leaders, our coach developers, and for referees, I imagine be the same thing. Anybody who's a master referee who's supporting other referees would need to have this information. Now the resource section I'll get into a little bit later. But what else can I show you here? There's feedback forms and evaluations. Okay. Yeah, the actual evaluations here populates within this section. So everything is categorized. Like when you make a profile in here, if you're an evaluator, you can have access to this. If John Smith has just applied to get evaluated, I'm going to click on John Smith, and then I might enter in if he passed or not. So there's functionality within the system here to get your evaluators to update the status of your coaches, and then once you save everything, then that gets updated in the coach's status area. So here's my status. My profile, I'll just quickly show you. It shows all your basic information, but here's what I was talking about, where maybe you've got referee learning facilitators or referee evaluators. You would just click on this button and then automatically they would get access to evaluations. What else can I tell you? If we go to the admin side, there's a Coaching Center admin website. And this is where you can track all your coaches. So right now there's 1,562 coaches in the system, and you can load them all if you want, but you can also look them up. So you can look them up by first name, last name, username, anything you want. And then, so there's a lot of Smiths in the system. But if you just click on one of the Smiths, and then it allows you to see their progress and see what they've done and what they haven't done. So on the administrative side, it allows you to track the coaches and see everything that they've done and haven't done. All these other pieces here just allow you to change the content of the website itself, allows you to build clinics, make your own clinics, allows you to assign evaluators and learning facilitators. What else can I show you? Feedback, payments. It tracks all your payments. Allows you to give coupons. So for clinics, for example, at a national level, it allows you to see what clinics are being offered across the country. So here's all of BC's, and here's all of Nova Scotia's. And then it also allows you to check and look at the people who have registered and signed up for your workshop. And then you can email them if you want. You can see their profile if you want. You can, and then for coaching, you would submit this to the CAC or the locker, but that wouldn't be the case for referees. You would house all your tracking in here. You wouldn't have to connect to another system. The other piece I guess I can show you now is the resources. Right now it's fairly limited. We've got this skills section within our coaching area, which just has all these one-page documents on the skills of the game that allow the coaches to see, okay, this is how you do a standing float. But what we wanted to do is expand this resource section, and this is the area that I was telling you about earlier that Baseball Canada is building out. And we're going to test on the volleyball side as well. So what this site does, it's called bettercoaches.com, and on the left hand side you'll see all the functionality that they offer. So there's a dashboard and then there's the drills. So like I was saying, that we have like hundreds of drills that you can upload in here. So Volleyball Canada can have hundreds of drills that we offer to all of our coaches. Instruction. These would be all the videos, like the skill videos that that we currently have on our YouTube site and our Volleyball Canada Development Model website. And there's nothing in here right now. There's only one video on volleyball. There's quite a few on baseball. Baseball Canada is using this quite extensively. And then it's got a blog section where you can run your own blogs. It has files. There's all the instruction videos that they offer. Blogs. Like this is meant to be an interactive site and getting coaches connecting with each other. And so I like its functionality right now. Like you can do a lot of different things with it. You can upload all of your files, all your critical files, and share them with all of your membership here. So these are maybe some practice plans that Baseball Canada wanted to provide. And then links, and forum, and then coaches. Coaches is interesting as well. Essentially, when you create a profile, it allows you to communicate and share with each other and upload your own drills. So these are all the coaches that are uploaded into the Baseball Canada one. And you can see that Andre has posted 127 resources. And he works for Baseball Canada, and so he's going to have all the content that gets uploaded here. But you can also have other coaches uploading their own resources and sharing that content with each other. So, and every time that a new video is added by Volleyball Canada, and push email can be sent out to all your membership, all your referees. And so this website, I think, does provide what you're looking for in terms of communicating on a regular basis and engaging the referees with content. So that, in a nutshell, is the functionality of the resource section. So this would be paired with the coaching center or the referee center, and it would become part of the resource sections. So instead of just a simple area like this, we might have a more expanded area. So instead of going to resources and then just skills, this might take you directly to the Baseball Canada. But you would have to have, sorry, the bettercoaches.com. You would have to be logged in and be a member of the coaching center or the referee center to get access to that. And we would have them pay a certain amount at the very beginning to pay for both your e-learning modules and to get access to the greater resources. So that's, I guess, the long-term vision, or relatively short-term vision. We're hoping to get that up and running in the next month or so. And what else can I tell you? I just talked to my programmer, Adam, and he mentioned that other sports have also done this with this Ball Charts platform, where they've also added a referee section, similar to what you're doing. So there's been, I think it was lacrosse, football, baseball, basketball, and ringette. And all of them, except for a couple, decided to create a duplicate of the site. And the reason why they wanted to do that was it really depends on who's administering the site. So if the same people are administering the coaching center as they are, say, the referee center, then you might consider joining them together, which is an option. I asked him and he said, we can build out a referee center exactly like this within the site, or we can create a secondary one with a new URL that's maybe referee.volleyball.ca. And it would be identical in its functionality and so on. His opinion was that it's probably better to create a separate one, and the price would be the same. It would cost probably around $5,000 to $10,000 to create a duplicate, a separate one, and $5,000 to $10,000 for incorporating the two into one site and renaming it Coaching and Referee Center, for example. He did say that starting from scratch and creating functionality like this would cost an outside group typically around $50,000, so it does seem to be like some significant savings, but we would have to shop around to see what exactly other groups can offer in terms of starting a referee platform from scratch or from their own templates. So I think that summarizes everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can show you from a functionality side. I think it might be best if you fooled around with it and maybe we looked at it together, but I think that you get the gist of what's offered. So thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.